the king sends for him. He has been at the front for months, sleeping in the dirt, fighting in the dust. Now, a royal summons. Uriah the Hittite arrives at the palace, still carrying the wear of the battlefield. King David greets him warmly. He asks about the war, the troops, Joab, the campaign, then gives a simple instruction.
Go home, wash, rest, spend the night with your wife.
It sounds like kindness. It is not. Because Uriah does not go home. He sleeps at the entrance of the palace with the king's servants, on the ground, still in his armor. When David hears about it the next morning, he asks him why. Uriah answers,
The ark and Israel and Judah are staying in tents. My commander Joab and my lord's men are camped in the open country. How could I go to my house to eat and drink and rest with my wife?
So David tries again, brings Uriah to the royal table, food, wine, more wine. By the end of the night, Uriah is drunk. He still does not go home. And at that moment, the situation becomes something far darker than a cover-up. Let me tell you about a man named Uriah. Most people have never heard his story. His name appears only briefly in the pages of Scripture, almost in passing. There are no long speeches from him, no recorded victories, no chapters devoted to his life. And yet, in one quiet decision, made in the middle of a king's palace, far from the battlefield where he had spent his life fighting, Uriah revealed a kind of integrity that would expose the failure of a king. To understand what is happening here, we have to step back. David is at the height of his power. The kingdom is unified. The armies are winning battles. His reputation is secure. But 2 Samuel gives us a small detail that changes everything. It is spring, the time when kings go out to battle, and David stays home. One evening, he walks on the roof of his palace. From there, he sees a woman. Her name is Bathsheba. She is married to Uriah the Hittite. David is told this. He sends for her anyway. What follows is an affair, and shortly after, Bathsheba sends word back to the king. She is pregnant. David is not just a man in that moment. He is the anointed king of Israel, a military hero, a public figure, a man whose legacy is written into the songs his people sing. And all of it, every bit of it, is now at risk. So he calculates. The solution is clean, almost elegant. Bring Uriah home from the front. Let him spend the night with his wife. The child appears to be his. The scandal disappears. David's reputation survives intact. No one gets hurt. No one needs to know. All Uriah has to do is act like any soldier would after months away from home. But Uriah refuses, not out of defiance, out of loyalty. His fellow soldiers are in the field, so he stays in the field, even if that field is the stone floor of the palace gate. David looks at this man. Uriah has just handed him the one thing he did not expect: incorruptibility. The same character that made Uriah a trusted soldier is now the thing standing between David and his secret. David tries once more, brings him back to the table, fills his cup, watches. Still, Uriah does not go home. David watches the plan collapse. The deception was simple, but it required one thing: Uriah compromising his sense of duty. That never happens. So David makes a new decision, a darker one. He dismisses everyone from the room. No generals, no advisors, no witnesses. He sits alone with parchment and ink, and he begins to write.
Set Uriah in the forefront of the hardest fighting, and then draw back from him, that he may be struck down and die.
He reads it back. A king, anointed, celebrated, called a man after God's own heart. And it comes down to this: a sealed letter. A death sentence dressed as a battle order. He folds it, presses his seal. Then he calls for Uriah. He hands him the letter personally, tells him to carry it back to Joab at the front. Uriah takes it without hesitation, still loyal, still unaware, still trusting the king he serves. He delivers it exactly as instructed. Joab reads it and follows the command inside. Uriah is placed in the most dangerous part of the battle. When the fighting grows intense, the other soldiers pull back. Uriah is left exposed. And there, on the battlefield he had faithfully served for years, Uriah the Hittite is struck down. He dies fighting for a kingdom whose king had already decided he would not return. This story unsettles people for a specific reason. We expect integrity to be rewarded. We expect the honorable man to survive. The text does not promise that. Uriah did everything right, and he still died. His integrity did not protect him. It exposed the corruption around him. If Uriah had gone home that first night, David's plan would have worked. The secret stays buried. Uriah lives. There is also something worth saying about Joab. A single man's integrity cannot survive a corrupt system determined to destroy it. Joab received a clearly murderous order. He complied, without recorded hesitation. Character matters, and it is not enough on its own. The question this story poses is not, will your integrity save you? The text has already answered that. It might not. The question is, who are you when the situation gives you permission to be someone else? When the genealogy of Jesus is written generations later, Matthew does not hide what happened here. It says, Solomon, whose mother had been Uriah's wife. Not David's wife, Uriah's wife. Even there, his name remains in the story. He did not survive, but he was not forgotten. If this story challenged you, good. It should. That discomfort is the story doing what it was meant to do. Below this video, you will find carefully chosen resources aligned with the heart of this story. Not quick answers, not comfortable conclusions. Just honest material for anyone who wants to think seriously about what integrity actually costs. Explore them if you feel led. Ignore them if you don't. Either way, thank you for spending this time with us.